Okay, I'm Leon Taylor. I'm back with us again. This time I've got another candidate that's running for the Assessor of Property, Mr. Brandon Moore. Glad to have you, Mr. Moore, to come by and to let us meet you, and wanted to talk to you. So glad you took the opportunity out your busy day to come by and talk with me, man.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Because I've been saying we're doing this so the public, young public, those can to get a chance, opportunity to see, and get a chance to meet the candidates and know a little bit more about them. And I called and you agreed to come, and we appreciate that.
Thank you, Doc.
Voting do start, I think, tomorrow, which is July the 15th through
Through the 30th.
the 30th.
That's early voting.
Early voting, and the actual general election is
August the 4th.
August the 4th, and you are running for Assessor of Property here
Yes, sir.
in McNairy County. Okay, first of all, Ms. Moore, what's your political affiliation, if any?
I'm a Republican.
Okay, no Republican. Okay.
Conservative more than anything.
okay, conservative. Well, you know, and I've been saying today, each candidate asked the same question, and this day and time, I think, personally, on some things I want to be Republican, on some things I want to be Democratic, because, you know, it's good and bad, pros and cons, you know, and, but we just wanted to, so people would know what your affiliation was. Well, I got tell us who Brandon, just tell us who Brandon Moore is, and a little bit about yourself.
Well, okay. I'm Brandon Moore. I've been in McNairy County almost all my life. I grew up in Finger.
Okay.
My parents, Rudy Moore is my dad. My mother is Elaine Moore. She passed away in 2000.
Okay.
So, you know, graduated from McNairy Central High School right here in 1998.
Okay.
Have a degree from Union University.
All right.
My wife,
What was your major?
I majored in youth ministry.
Oh, you've been okay.
Served on staff at churches, everything from volunteer to full-time.
Okay.
So I've always done that. No matter what my job's been, I've always served in the church.
Okay.
My wife's Ginger Dole Moore. We've got 3 kids, Lane, Kayla, and Cade.
Oh, okay.
So they keep us busy.
Yeah.
They go to school in Bethel Springs, and you know,
Okay.
we live in the Finger Bethel area, I guess you could say.
All right. Think about the area. And, man, with them kids, you got a full-time job.
You said it. We got a ball game to be at almost every day.
Yeah. Well, listen, why are you running for this position, Assessor of Property?
Well, I've worked for the Assessor of Property for about the last 4.5 years.
Okay.
Miss Betty Ash is our current assessor. She and I talked, and she decided to retire.
Okay.
And I thought, well, you know, here I have a chance to serve,
All right.
put my experience, my training, my qualifications to work for McNairy County.
Okay.
And that's, you know, that's the big reason that I decided to run.
So you already been working with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's great. So you feel that make you a better candidate?
I do.
For the job?
I really do. I mean,
Okay.
you know, I've got, like I said, the experience, training, and
Okay. Well, what do you think one of the most pressing issues is with the tax assessor, with the assessor of property?
yeah, Assessor of Property.
Issues that with the office is as far as McNairy County is concerned that you think that might.
Well, I really don't know of any pressing issues in the assessor's office, and it's because the assessor has a very specific job there to do, and that's mandated by the state. State legislature said, here's what the assessor of property does.
Okay.
And you either do the job or you don't.
Yeah. Well, what does, just for the sake of, what, can you give a brief description of the assessor of property?
I'll try to be brief.
Okay.
Primarily, the assessor's job is to value property.
Okay.
We value it, we put an assessment on it, so that the county can generate property tax
I
revenue.
understand that.
We do not set the tax rate. That's done by the county commission. But primarily, value property. We also keep up with all ownership changes in property.
Okay.
So we are the office who tracks ownership changes. Anytime a property is sold, we transfer it to the new owner, keep those records. We also maintain maps of every piece of property in the county. There's about 19,234 pieces of property in McNairy County.
Okay.
So we're responsible for making sure the ownership is kept current, maps are kept current. You know, we're constantly watching sales that take place in the county to make sure our values are as accurate as possible.
Well, let me ask this, and I didn't ask the member, because I'm sure, but since you already working on view by property, tell me, how many employees does that assessor of property office usually have to operate with?
We have had the assessor plus 4 employees.
Okay.
We've had 1 retirement this summer already.
Okay.
So that's left us with 3 employees. We do have a part-time now that's kind of helping answer telephone and
Okay.
assist. That's
Okay.
just a temporary part-time employee.
Okay, well, so do you see any need for any major changes that will be a priority if you were there?
I don't. I mean, we've got a good base. Our current assessor's done a wonderful job.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we can just continue to build on that foundation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, employees, there's gonna be some potential needs to hire employees. You know, I wanna get all my information before I decide on who we're gonna hire and how many we're gonna hire.
Okay. And it does bring a budget too.
It's a budget, it's a matter of budget
Yeah.
and what do you need?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Well, now this, and I'm not, okay, how many days is their office, what are the office hours? Because I've heard some people, talking about that, some will say they would like to see it open on Saturday or on Wednesday. So do you see any changes in that area?
I think so. Currently, the office is open 4.5 days a week. That's
Okay.
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, half a day on Saturday.
Okay. Oh, it is open a half a day.
It is open a half a day on
Okay.
Saturday. And that has been the topic of conversation,
Yeah.
is the Saturday. There's pluses and minuses, whatever you do.
Mm-hmm.
Of course,
I mean, what would your?
I think a Monday through Friday schedule is much more efficient and much more effective.
Well, now the other side of that argument for some is that a lot of people, some people work out of county, and Saturday is the only day that they can. So how would you address those?
Well, and I've tried to go back and kind of think about our traffic on Saturday, for lack of a better way to say it. Most of our customers in our office are professionals, what I call professionals.
Mhm.
That's lawyers, appraisers, surveyors, people who need information to do their job.
Mhm.
It's a small amount of traffic that we have that are citizens. With the access that they have to the internet,
Uh-huh.
a lot of our information can be gotten off the internet.
Okay, so, but you're saying the office is open a half a day on Saturday?
It is,
As of right now?
8 to 12.
8 to 12, okay.
And my opinion of office hours,
Mhm.
I'm open to ideas and I'm open to try things. Whatever best suits and best meets the needs of the county.
Okay, well, so you got experience now, so, what about those persons that might say, well, he's already there, we're gonna get the same old, that maybe, now, and I'm not saying, I don't know, see, I'm new
Right.
in McNairy County.
Yeah.
And, what can you say to those folks because another little thing I picked up on, just, is that, it has to do with, I guess first, just being kind, nice to people who come, you understand what I'm saying?
Right, I do.
And evidently that seems to be something that I've heard more than once.
Well, great service to the citizens and the customers that come in our office is gonna be priority number one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run an office that's gonna provide good customer service.
Okay.
That's our number one priority.
Okay, because if I'm coming, I got to give you my money, and then you're gonna have an attitude.
Yeah, exactly. Well, at the end of the day, I work for you.
Yeah, and I think that's only fair for the innocent respect.
Sure.
And I've said it with not just you, but the other two candidates when we was discussing some of this, and I said the same thing to you. And it was an old pastor friend of mine that used to have a say. It's nice to be important.
Yeah.
But it's more important to be nice.
I agree with that.
And common courtesy and kindness, that don't hurt nobody.
It doesn't.
I
mean, it don't mean you're always gonna like what I have to say.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna be nice.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be courteous.
Yeah, and so I've said that on each one of these
Right,
other right here.
okay.
But I want to get that out to not only just the candidates, but people in general.
Right.
It don't cost you nothing to be nice.
No, it doesn't.
But so you'll look, so if elected, you think you can really bring.
We're gonna make the customer service a priority. Priority number one. We're gonna make sure people are treated like I want to be treated.
Okay.
That's kind of the golden rule. Treat
Yeah.
people like you want to be treated, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Well, that's and when you treat people as you want to be treated, you'll treat everybody right.
That's it.
and fair. But you have a job to do as well.
That's right.
And I believe most people can understand that.
Yeah.
Should understand.
Should. And to go along with that, I want to make sure that when you have a question, you get a good answer.
Yeah.
A good, honest answer. Again, it may not be an answer that we like, but that's truthful and it's honest.
Okay, well, is there any, I know if you're elected to the office, but is there any, for us, the ones that go out and appraise properties, any kind of certifications or anything required of them?
No, sir.
It's not?
No, there's not.
But do you think it should be?
Well, any training you can get is good, and I've been able to receive quite a bit of training.
But what about the ones that, if you elected, what about the ones that will be working with you? Would they, I'm sure they have, if they are not already working, they have to be trained. And what does the state provide that?
The state does provide some.
Uh,
It's somewhat limited, but there are meetings held throughout the year that you can go to get more information, learn more about the job we do.
Well,
And much of that training I've had.
Is that optional?
It is optional.
Okay, but would it be optional for the staff that is working on if you were, when you elected, would you make it kind of mandatory or requirement for them to be?
I would like them to receive as much training as they could.
Okay.
Now, mandatory or requirement may be hard because of, it depends on how many staff members you have, budget, all of that comes back into play. Some of these classes are free
Yeah.
in Jackson. You can go to Jackson and take them. Now those, I would.
Well, I'm not saying because I would like to know that, if somebody was appraised, that they really had.
As much training as they can
Yeah,
get.
and not just, and I know even with training, you still got to use the common sense.
Right.
And there's a certain amount of discretion that
Yes.
these appraisals can use. And I think that's all people want, somebody to be fair and, not just make up some, there are some people that can just, they just because they're in a position, they'll give an answer off the top of their head and not really know what they really.
Right. Of course, most of our values are generated through a computer system.
Mm-hmm.
You know, basically, we go out and collect data, take down the information, bring it back, put it in the computer system, and it gives us a value.
I mean, but do the assessors need to go, is it important that they go out and do a eyes on?
Yes.
Because, I mean, I do video and sometimes what you see on the video ain't what
That's right.
it looks one way, but you know.
We do a field review.
Now, let me ask this is just for the sake of information, how often is property on general appraised and,
We do have a reappraisal, and we're on the 6-year reappraisal cycle, so every 6 years.
okay, does that change? Or you said a year or
It
6
could,
years?
the state says you either do a 4, a 5, or a 6-year
Okay,
reappraisal
so
cycle.
McNairy is on a 6 year.
6-year
So
reappraisal.
whatever you appraise for me this year, I'm stuck with it for 6 years.
Yes, sir. Unless, now in the 5 years during that reappraisal,
Mm-hmm.
we actually do our field review. We look at 20% of the county each year. It's broken into 5 sections.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we go out and we actually put eyes on every piece of property
Mm-hmm.
in the county. Now, if there's something that's changed with that property, that's when we make those changes.
Mm-hmm.
Something's been deleted, something's been added,
Mm-hmm.
that's when we do all of that work. And then in the 6th year, all the values are looked at. Are we where we need to be? Do we need to go up? Do we need to go down?
Okay.
What is the,
Well, let me ask you, does the economy have anything to do with the assessment? I mean, because what brought to my attention, you know, I mean, a house may built with the same brick, the same concrete.
yeah,
This is Selma, might be worth 10 times more or 3 times more. Memphis, Nashville, Jackson,
right.
so.
The values that we get are based on sales in McNairy County.
Okay, so based on the current sales and so.
Based on current sales.
In
So-
the neighborhood in which the
Right.
house, property is located.
Right, and then, you know, you have things like the age of the house, the square footage,
Mm-hmm.
those variables come into play as well. You
Okay.
know, the older the house, the more depreciation.
Okay, so, in other words, with the eyes on, there's a lot of discretion left to the assessor in other words, you know, a person have a 5,000 square footage house that's falling down. You know what I mean?
You could have that.
Yeah,
Yes.
they'll move. And I mean, if you just go back and look at square footage,
Right,
you understand, so that's so therefore it takes some discretion and just common sense
you got it, yes, sir.
to, you know, and fairness.
Fairness, that's a big word, yes, sir.
Yeah, fairness, you know, I'm asking and I'm inputting at the same time,
Well,
as a citizen, you understand?
You're
But I think that's what any citizen would expect
Sure.
from whoever holds that position.
Yes,
Get elected to that office,
right,
that every citizen would expect fairness
yes.
and honesty from that person who holds that position. And, you know, that's all that a citizen can get from you.
Right,
Basically, you know, each candidate is asking them, give me your vote.
yeah,
But the only thing you can really get that citizen back is kindness when they need, you know, and fairness.
treat them fair, treat them equal,
That's,
treat them like you want to be treated.
yeah.
You know, now the state comptroller of the treasury
Yeah.
has a department that oversees our office. You know,
Of course,
they
yeah.
monitor us and they make sure we're doing what we're supposed to. They're there to really make sure we're treating everybody fair and equal.
Well, that's why I think it's important that the staff as well as the assessor have you know, I mean, there's never nothing wrong with as much training?
No.
You know, is every person getting in the department of what, any position, you know?
Right. I've tried to get as much training as I can,
And how long have you been already with the,
almost 4.5 years.
for 4.5 years, so you've been working in your position there, your official position there is what, at the practice?
I'm the field inspector, field appraiser.
Field inspector, field appraiser, okay. Well, listen, well, I hope, wish you much luck in
Thank you, sir.
in your quest for the position. And I tell you, like, I told each candidate, y'all put me in a hard spot now, because my vote is still up for grabs. After I get through the day, I got to make a decision.
There you go.
And I think all the candidates have been, you know, it's well with yourself, have been, you know, been fact. I said this McNairy County, I think we have some good candidates to make the choice from, and you just be, I hope each of you much luck, and when you get, if and when you get the position, I expect, and that's why I said I'm doing it on camera, I expect you to live up to the word of, to every citizen.
Sure, I'll do my very best.
Glad to have you met Mr. Brandon Moore, that's running for Assessor of Property here in McNairy County.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor.
Bless you.
Thank you.